What's happening, guys? Reviews Ty J, and welcome to a brand new video. Today it is time for a Formula 1 2015 game ideas video. Today, me and my guest are concentrating on the career mode aspect of the game, and really there's been tons of these, so I don't really have to introduce anything about the concept or the idea. I'm just going to introduce my guests one by one. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Well, I'll go first then. I'm Tobin, aka Tractional, aka ZR4C3RZ. I've got a channel, yeah, it's all dank.
Who's going next? I'll go next then. Okay, I'm Alex, aka HolseyFan789, and yeah, basically, I run a YouTube channel. I just said the name of it, yeah, basically just do F1 and FIFA and stuff. But yeah, that's about it really. On to Ryan, or whatever.
And I'm Sean Ryan, or SeanER38. I don't have a YouTube channel, unlike the other three people today. I am, however, the head of the Banter Page Racing Leagues. So yeah, that's it.
Okay then, right. So we're going to get into the ideas straight away. Some of you got some, well, all of you got some great ideas. Let's start with Alex. What do you think should be implemented into the game then this year?
I think I've said this before, but I think it's something that has been on MotoGP games before. I'd quite like to see GP2 and GP3 come into the game if that's possible, because like you sort of build up your career, not just come straight into F1. Sort of gets you used to the career mode and sort of gives you more of a sense of achievement, I guess. And yeah, it'll just be sort of more like a live the life career mode, which is something that everyone really wants to see, I think. So yeah, that'd be quite good to see that come into the game.
So obviously I don't think Codemasters are licensed to include GP2 and GP3. So you sort of suggesting like Grid Autosport, like a Formula B and Formula C?
Yeah, even if they haven't got licenses, sort of perhaps just a made-up tier, something like that. But obviously, that would be, yeah, they could just make it up, couldn't they? I guess.
Yes. What do you
kind of lead on to my point, which was I was thinking, you know, maybe if they can't get the licensing to GP2 and GP3, maybe if they got, for example, I'm saying maybe a lot, but anyway, if they got the chassis from a certain team in Formula 1, or even maybe if they got one from the 2014 season, got the license to that, got permission from the team to run that a lot in the game, then they could maybe put custom liveries on that and make up a Formula 2 tier, and you can drive that and then get up to F1.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yes.
Right, okay, so Sean, did you have another idea?
Can I say your point, because your point links onto mine?
Yes.
Okay, I think in the next gen game you should be able to make your own custom team with all its custom liveries for the cars, custom drivers, everything custom, and it would just add a lot more diversity to the game, really.
Okay.
You
yeah,
agree?
I like that idea.
Brilliant.
But
Yeah.
obviously, a lot of people want to play the game for the aspect that it's the official F1 game. So surely it wouldn't really be a feature that would be easy. Well, it would be quite an easy feature to make, but surely they've got to go around the fact that it's going to take up memory on the game. And do people really want it? Do you guys want it in the game? All of you?
Well, I don't play
wouldn't
career
mind.
mode because I think the AI is shocking. So, so I don't, but I'm saying it anyway for the sake of this video.
But seriously, on a serious note, why would different teams, custom teams, make the game any better in career mode?
I think it could make the game more personal.
Yes.
Because, I mean, as I've seen myself in my league that I run, we've got personalised numbers similar to Real F1, and it kind of adds a little personal touch to say, you know, this is me, this is what I'm about, this is my team, this is my number, that kind of thing. So you can kind of it makes it feel like you're in charge, not just you're driving Max Verstappen's Toro Rosso number 33. You can drive your own team with your own drivers, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And it
you
would
could.
just
You could also
encourage
have
you to
it
play
so.
more.
You could also have it so that the cars are sort of when you first get them, they're like basically Marussia standard. But then as soon as you sort of get it through the seasons, then you can sort of do much more effective upgrades, like you already can in career mode, and then you could sort of progress your car to be one fighting for the championship.
Okay, but would this necessarily be a manager mode then, and not a career mode?
Well, as we've learned from FIFA, career mode is manager mode. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But obviously, you know, in F1 career modes, obviously, you know, the driver. So you'd be interested in Codemasters implementing a manager mode?
Indeed.
Well, I know a lot of people have said that. Definitely.
It's a bit like Motorsport Manager for the iPhone, in that like
Yes.
you draft in your own drivers. I mean, like I play Motorsport Manager a lot myself. I like to get the best drivers I can. So if my driver's getting old and his performances are starting to go down, I can get rid of him, scout some new drivers, and then one of them could be shown a lot of progress. I bring him into the team and see what he's like,
Yeah.
and then we can develop facilities as it goes on. And I mean, like, I play that more than the F1 2014 or 2013 career modes, because it's my team, it's my drivers, it's my own kind of everything.
You know what,
Okay.
Sean? How in the hell did you think of that? Because, you know, Motorsport Manager is such a good example in every way. Yes, let's move on.
Right. Okay.
Nice one.
I'm just gonna lengthen that point as well, because I haven't really heard Alex's opinion on that. What do you actually think, Alex, of the general idea of a manager mode concept for the game?
Yeah, as I've said this quite a lot. I really would like to see Live the Life career mode come back, and it's sort of as I think Sean said, it adds sort of a personal feature to the game, and it just gives a better sense of achievement, really. And I think I just feel a lot more satisfaction in sort of building my own team than just driving in a Force India and then transferring to perhaps a Ferrari mid-season. I just prefer to like build my own team up, really, and
Yeah.
do it like that.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good, but obviously you mentioned Live the Life, which is our next subject. How far would you like to Live the Life to be pushed? This is for all of you. At the moment, okay, on F1 2010-11, you had driver interviews, obviously before and after the race, whether you were on the podium, you got in the podium room, or just a general driver in the paddock. What would you like to see added if we had Live the Life? Would you like to see better than F1 2010?
I think that like it's a huge aspect that they can improve this game so much that, I mean, there's so many different things they can do. For example, even little things like when you win a race on F1 2014, the driver kind of waves his hands about. Maybe if there's different button things like celebrations in FIFA, so maybe A could put the two arms up and shake them, maybe B could wave to the crowd, that kind of thing, as you're doing your parade lap.
They should just make it so that sort of drivers have some sort of, you know, emotional sort of system built into the game, so that if they win a race and that boosts their confidence, then in races to come they could potentially be more likely to perform better, or just, you know, just help them win. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Sorry to interrupt, but you see on YouTube a lot of the time people have sort of quality comparisons.
Yeah.
In their career modes and a load of other things as well. There's just like so many more things coming into it now, but it'd be so cool if you could have those sorts of things in real life. So perhaps, I know there has been commentary on previous F1 games before, but not with Codemasters, so perhaps they could sort of use commentary to make sort of a quality comparison and race highlights or something like that.
Yeah, they could do a sort of final kill cam, couldn't they? This is the quali lap that defeated you.
I wouldn't go really though, like in game as such, because I mean, as we see from FIFA, the phrases are used too much, and we get to say, like, we can predict what they're gonna say, we know what they're gonna say. But if they do maybe like what Anthony Davidson did back in 2012 and 2013, a hot lap thing, maybe with David Croft or Ben Edwards or someone from BBC, and they get them to commentate over the qualifying, the pole lap or something after the race.
So would you guys like to see potentially, if you don't get into Q3, would you like to have the option to watch a Q3 session from your race all live? You just watch the 10-minute, 12-minute session, and it's commentated for you by either David Croft or Martin Brundle, or obviously, you know, Ben Edwards or DC, or anybody in different languages. I know it's going to be a tough task, but would you like Codemasters to implement that?
Yeah.
I'd like them, but they wouldn't be bothered. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Because commentary requires commentators, and that requires payment, and Codemasters aren't getting any money from these games, so they probably can't afford it. Whereas FIFA,
actually,
they can get a lot of cash.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
kind of.
sorry, go on. No, it's alright.
That kind of leads me on to another thing, which I was thinking was, in the garage, as we see in real life, they've got it's basically a TV on top of the car, and they watch the session from there.
Yeah.
Maybe if they put that kind of option into the game as well. So just say you're sitting in your garage before your quali lap is done, or no, before you do a flying lap or something, before you leave the garage, you have the option to watch the session as it's happening.
Yeah, that seems very interesting then. On to my last point is I quite like a couple of these. I think the idea of driver relationships is a good one. I said this a couple of weeks ago. Certainly to have a relationship either with your teammates or have a friendship with another driver on the grid. So you might have respect on the track for like Hamilton and Alonso, different drivers, as well as your engineer and team, because really your engineer, all he said to you is pit this goddamn lap. And that's about all he says. Another one I'd like to put forward is certainly about having social media account. You had that with the MotoGP games, and you had like followers who send you messages, and obviously there's a big part of motorsport social media. And my final one is gotta be R&D. In practice, you get a 3-lap or 4-lap R&D objective, and it's easy. It's so easy, even my nan could do it. But I honestly think that R&D could be improved. I think that practice could be improved generally. With obviously, you could have different sources like you could do standard starts. The R&D could be it's certainly lengthened, or it could be exactly the same length, depending on whether you're a casual or hardcore gamer. I think there's just these sort of things to improve career mode. What do you guys think of those ideas?
Yeah, I think it would sort of give a more, as we're coming back onto the point, just makes it more personal, makes it feel like sort of you're doing a real F1 game rather than just sort of like simulation of same thing over and over again. It'd just make it a lot more exciting. It would make it a lot more addictive actually, because a lot of people, they sort of play a couple of races career mode, get bored really quickly, and then just don't play it again. I think, yeah, it would increase the popularity of it quite a lot as well. Make it a lot more dynamic.
Would help console gamers as well, because like we see on YouTube now, most of the career modes that are done are on PC because they're modded. So we like console gamers, Xbox and PS3 haven't really got much of a choice when it comes to career mode. So this would kind of liven it up, and people might become more interested in different things to do.
Yeah, definitely. So have you got any more points to add? Any of your, career mode ideas?
Actually, I had a quick one linking back to a point we made a couple of minutes ago when you said about like driver relationships. I was thinking, maybe if the team changes weren't so scripted, or not scripted, kind of just obviously not really paid attention to in anything, so I could start my career with Toro Rosso and then I end up moving to Ferrari or McLaren straight away without going to Red Bull or anything like that. If maybe just say, for example, you have a good relationship, if I'm doing my career mode and I have a good relationship with Jenson Button, then in a couple of seasons time Alonso can retire and I step into that seat.
Yeah.
Because he recommends me or something.
Yeah, what do you think, Alex? Anything else?
Another general point, it's not really an addition, but it's just an improvement. Obviously, I think I mentioned this again already, but the AIs, every time you sort of go side by side with them into the corner and they're on the inside, they'll just back out of it, and just makes the racing so unrealistic. Like, a lot of the time in my Force India, it's basically just pass as many cars as you can on the first lap, because they just go so slowly, and then literally just park the bus and hold off as many as you can, really, and it's quite easy to do that, even no matter how much faster they are than you. It's so easy to do because they just don't overtake you, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I find myself playing the 2010 career mode a lot, because the AI are just, they're actually challenging and you want to race them, and then you're not going to win the race on the highest difficulty because you're in Mercedes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest on this game, providing you're not in a Marussia or Caterham, you're going to be up to like in the points, certainly, even you start last with the first lap, and then you gradually drop off the pace. You have a train behind you, the other car's 40 seconds ahead. That's exactly what happens in each race, and that moves me on to the final point that I want to make about obviously having a slider for your AI difficulty, because a bit like FIFA, World Class is too hard for me, whereas Professional is way too easy, and there's no in between for that. So I think they had this on a couple of games like F1 2001 on the PC I know I've got, and some other things, but I definitely think that we need an AI side, certainly about 10 different difficulties or even more, just so you can get your right difficulty and have fun playing the game rather than not have any racing at all. And that certainly helps with the AI aggression as well. definitely just being close to the IO and having a more enjoyable experience. What do you guys think of that?
That's actually a really good idea. I don't know how nobody's thought of it yet. Yeah, that would actually suit everyone. Everyone could play the game, because I find, you know, I'm going to be the first to admit I can't play in the hardest difficulty because I'm just not that quick.
Yep.
But I like the 4th difficulty, the second hardest one, is too easy for me.
Yeah.
I just make up way too many positions too quickly, and there's no challenge. So this would actually help me a lot in career mode.
Yeah, I think definitely. What do you think of that, Alex?
Yeah, again, sort of the PC mods that the PC players get. You sort of, there's so many different things they can do on the PC, but you just don't get to bring them into the console games really. And it just sort of, it make it so much better. Sort of the things just like realistic damage. I know I'm going off the point a bit, but
It's fine.
yeah, just things like that would make it so much more enjoyable to play really.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of controversy between PC and console users. The fact with YouTubers that PC YouTubers have a lot more to do because people haven't got 600 quid to fork out their back pocket to buy themselves a PC. Now, I know a lot of people have got some custom PCs and have F1 and have the certain mods. So, do you think that console players are at a big disadvantage?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. No, go on, Alex.
Oh no, I wasn't going to say anything.
Actually, I just had one more point. My final point, which I'm going to make, is that I know we all know that they can't change the liveries on the cars, but I don't. Is there actually? Does anyone actually think there's a license on the helmet designs that we could? I mean, even if they don't allow us to design our custom helmets, as highlighted in some other career mode videos, why can't we just put a number, pick a font, pick a color, place it on the helmet? It's not going to break any licensing rules. It's not as if this helmet design, like I used a certain helmet design for the last 3 years. It's not as if that helmet is licensed to a certain team. So why not let players put that number on the helmet? It's going to be different to the car, but I'm not going to care because I don't look at the number on the car. I look at the number on the helmet.
Yeah, absolutely. Just my final point, because I've got people calling me. But I think the really thing we need to do, 2 things, is have a number on the front of the car that we want. What we really need then is pretty much car. I think we need the numbers on the cars, definitely. I really like the numbers on the helmets, but obviously the numbers on the cars makes it more individual. And also the fact we have the name on the suits. You know, if you win a race,
Yes.
Ferrari, you're apparently Fernando Alonso or Kimi Raikkonen. Whereas, if you actually had the name on your suit, you would actually be your own bloody driver. And there is no issue for Codemasters to put that in. We're not asking him to put a new hood or anything.
It's such a simple idea, but it would make it so much more personal. Even online, the name on your suit, and then you win the race, your driver gets out of the car, people can see your name, and you can be really smug about it.
Yeah, Alex?
Yeah, again, going back to the point, I've mentioned it so many times now, but personal features generally, again, it gives a more realistic feature, just, again, gives them a better feeling of live the life, really.
Maybe
That could break
Sorry,
break the licensing, though. We don't really know, to be honest, because, I mean, McLaren haven't signed Sean Ryan as a driver, they've signed Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button, so my name isn't licensed to the team, so they can't really put it on the suit, though. That could come into it.
But the only real trouble is, to be quite honest, I doubt the teams would be that bothered. The fact it's just a racing game, you know, on FIFA, I don't think that, you know, Manchester United care if they've got Ryan on the back of the shirt and number 88. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, actually.
Ultimate
So-
Team's just random.
Exactly. So I don't really see Codemasters' problem, but certainly we could go about this all day. I've got so many more points to cover, but unfortunately that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much for coming on YouTube. Obviously, Toby had to go, but thank you for coming on, Toby, if you're watching this after. And thank you very much to you two for coming on. Obviously, guys, in the comments, make sure to put your game ideas for career mode, game ideas for online for next episode. Really hope you've enjoyed this video, and make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and you guys can have the final word.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's been great. Enjoyed it. Haven't been part of one of these discussions yet, but wanting to for a while. But thanks to Toby for actually giving me the opportunity to do it. And yeah, I'll see you on the new game.
And I'll give Alex the final word.
Yeah, thanks to Toby for giving me the opportunity to do this. And yeah, did Toby even go? I literally didn't even notice he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
That's why I was
Yeah.
staying so quiet.
Oh dear. Right, anyway.
Anyway, yeah, bye.
Alright then guys, see you
Bye.
later. Bye bye.